In this episode of Model Railroading for Beginners, I'm going to show you how to use your cell phone or your tablet as a throttle to run your locomotives with this app right here, Engine Driver. So let's get started with it right now. I'm Tom Kovichak, and this is Tom's Trains and Things. This channel was created to help other modelers who are in need of guidance in pursuing their dream of building a model railroad. And we're going to run our trains through our computer on our tablet or cell phone. Now, I'm going to show you a little thing right here of me doing it, and that's what we're going to work towards in this video. I'm going to show you how we do this right here. I'll give you a little chance to watch it. If you would like to see more advanced videos than what I have on Tom's Trains and Things, go ahead and check out the Patreon page. There are different tier levels that you could join with more rewards as you go higher. So check that out. Now let's get started with hooking up our throttle. To get started with this project, you're going to need a PR3 right there, and a Digitrax system, and an old router, just like this. It doesn't have to be anything fancy. I paid $2 for this at a thrift store, the Lions Club. And a laptop or computer, and of course, a tablet or a cell phone. Since I'm using Digitrax on here, I went to the Digitrax website, and we're going to need to get a driver for the component that we use to hook up our system, our computer, to Digitrax. So we'll go down to Products and Computer Control, and what I have is the PR3 Extra. Alright, now we'll come over here, and PR3 Windows Vista 7, 8, 10 drivers. So we'll just come over here, click on that. But right here is where it says click to download 1.7 MB. Okay, so that's not too big of a file. So you just click on that and it will download it. See, right there. And it doesn't take long. And that's what you do. You just click on that and unzip those files. And what we're going to do is come up here, extract all files, and we're going to put it in Tom download PR3 Windows Vista. We're going to unzip it to there. Okay. Now the way that they tell you to do it in the instructions is a good way, but what I did was I went to Device Manager, and you see VCOM port. So I'm going to update driver software. Browse my computer, search on, okay, browse my computer. I gotta browse. None of them is where I want it to be. It's in downloads. So we'll go to operating system, down to, where's Tom users? Tom downloads. Okay, we're gonna check in downloads. Okay, next. Windows can't verify, blah, blah, blah. Install this driver software anyway. Okay. So we'll go through the process of installing it, waiting for Windows. Yeah, man, it's taking a long time to install the software. Okay, communication port. Windows have finished installing the driver software for this device. Good. Okay, now close. And I'll show it to you right here. Communication port COM3. Properties. Digitrax Incorporated. We got the right thing there. On the Digitrax Android app, JMRI now supports it. Okay, but the one that we're going to use on this program is this one right here, the JMRI one, and we're going to put that on our tablet or on our cell phone. But they have a new release, and that's what I wanted to show you here, because I'm getting ready to
download it. Okay, this is the release notes, and every once in a while they'll have maintenance releases, and I'll update the maintenance releases instead of waiting for the production release. See right here, they have a production release and then they have the test release. So what I'm going to do is go over here to the test release where you could do this, go to this page right here, and then go all the way down and download it from those links right there, depending on where what you have. I have Windows. If you have a Mac, you use that one. If you have Linux, you use that one there. Okay, but let me show you on the other screen. I already downloaded it, and I'm getting ready to install it. Okay, so it walks you through the setup wizard. So bear with me because I'm holding the cell phone and trying to show you what I'm doing here. So it says install for anyone using this computer. Well, I don't have a password and there's no login, so I'm just going to keep it on that. And I want to install everything, so all those are checked right there. Okay, what I want to do is additional tools and demos. It's always good to click on everything. Sound Pro, if you want to add sound, Digitrax has one for their decoders. So we'll just go to next, accept where that is, and accept that also, and install. No Java install found. You need to install Java 1.8 or later. Okay, so we're going to have to install Java 1.8 on here. Java 1.8, download free Java software. Here we go, right here. I hit the free Java download. Okay, so we'll go there. We have detected you are using Google Chrome and might be unable, blah, blah, blah. Start download. Not using it in Chrome. So, okay, it's finished. We'll install it. And it's over here on this screen. Welcome to Java. And we'll just go through the installation on that, and we'll take you right back to installing. Alright, Java 1.8 is installed, and so JMRI is installing right now. A couple of words about setting up your router. Okay, now someplace on here there's going to be a reset button, either on the bottom or on the back. On this one here, it's right there. Okay, you hit that reset button and it'll take the username and password back to the default username and password. And normally it's admin and password. If you're not sure, just go on to Google, type in the model number on here or the model number, on the back, and look up the documents on it, and it'll give you the username and password for your device. Hook up your Cat5 cable, not to the internet port, but to one of the other ports, and plug this end into the computer that you're running JMRI on, and that's it. Okay, plug it in though, make sure you got power on it, and that's all you have to do with the setup on this. You can go in and change the name on here to make it recognizable. What I did on mine, I made it Rail Connect. So whenever I go onto my tablet, I just changed the Wi-Fi to Rail Connect, and then I could run the locomotives from there. So that's all there is to it. I'm going to use my tablet, and I'm going to show you what program that I have on there. Now, I have a couple of train apps on there, but it's this one with the JMRI logo on it. It's called Engine Driver. And you open it up, and since I've already used this, I already have a couple of entries in there, and it's for my setup here of Leakin Creek. And you can see I already have the address in there, and over here the port number.
and I'm going to show you how to set this up on the computer before we get into this. Let me close this out for right now. All right, and bring you over to the desktop. All right, now I got Panel Pro open, and we're going to go into the preferences, and I already set some of these up already. And on here, connections, okay, the one that I have opened up right now, it is, and you can see it right here, it says active profile DB150 test. Okay, and this is just for this demonstration here. I go to connections in the profiles in the preference menu and bring up Digitrax, and then the system connection is the locomotive PR3. If you drop down and you'll get all the different settings in there. If you have something other than Digitrax, say if you have let me see, what else have we got here, and let's go to NCE, and then you'll have what NCE has. Okay, so we'll go back up to Digitrax. Loconet PR3, communications port COM3, PR3 standalone programmer. I'm going to change this to Empire Builder because that's what I have hooked up right now. Now in a different video, I will show you how to use the PR3 as a standalone. We'll go to, we don't have to worry about file locations. Okay, startup. What I did is I set it for the WeThrottle server to open up at startup, and I'll show you where you come down to WeThrottle, and I use e-stop. I set the e-stop for 4 seconds. Start automatically with the application, you check that, and whenever you open up the Panel Pro, another dialog box will open up with it, and I'll show you that when I restart it. Okay, so and that'll show up over here. And if you add anything else at startup, like if you want a file or your roster or something, that's beyond this discussion, but you'll do it there. Okay, is there anything, railroad name, you could put your railroad name in there, configure profiles. These are the two profiles that I have, and current active profile, you see DB150 test, and then the other profile, Digitrax PR3, which we will do in another discussion. And I think that's all we have to look at. I didn't change anything, but whenever you change something, you save it, and I'll just click for later right now and show you this up here. Okay, now we're going to quit. We're going to save the unsaved changes, and we're going to open it up again. And when we open it up, you'll see that the WeThrottle dialog box also comes up after I choose DB150. Okay, so now you see the WeThrottle, and to get power to your railroad, instead of using your command station, you click right there. Now you could hear the locomotive sound coming up. Alright, now let me go to another camera here that might be a little bit easier. Okay, let's see right here. Let me turn this back on, and we'll come to my train apps and open that up. Now I already have it up here, but up on top you could put it in, and you'll find the IP address on your screen. And let me bring it back up on the screen. Now you see up here 192, 168, 1, and 100 with the port number 12090. Now that is what, let me bring you back over here to this one, and that is what you would enter up here for the first time. Okay, and then you'll just do connect. But I'm going to click right here. I already ran this, so it shows it down here, 9129. So it brings it up. And we'll just click on, and you could hear that the bell operated. Okay, and we'll just, and it's going in reverse right now. And I'm going to, now I just set it for forward. Okay, so it's stopping right now. Let me see if I can bring it over. No, you can't see. It's behind the building right now. But you'll be able to see it in just a second. Okay, there we go. Yeah. Now the horn, which is F2, that's the only thing I don't like about this, is because when you're pressing on the horn, now I tried it both ways, that's 3, and I end up hitting 6 all the time. See, even if I hold down on it, like, it should continue. And I tried it both ways, and it just gives me a short horn. Let's see, I have the throttle set up at 29. And as you can see, you have all 28 functions here. Now, if I had a locomotive that had use of all 28 functions, I'd be able to operate all 28 functions right here on this throttle without having to manipulate different keys to get up to over 10 and then over 20. And you could also do this on your cell phone. I do it on a tablet because the buttons are a little bit bigger and I can hit them a lot easier than on the small display of my cell phone. Now I haven't put it on my cell phone yet, but you can imagine how hard that would be with my clunky fingers on my cell phone, but it is possible. Let's shut it down. We'll bring you right back here. Let me shut the bell off. Okay, now we just shut it off right there. Now you see it says device name, engine driver 1165, address 9129. And then you could close this out when you're not using it. We could do a lot with JMRI, but that is beyond the scope of the beginner series. And I'll be doing some videos on other features of JMRI, but it's not going to be in the beginner series. It's just going to be other videos on my channel. So keep a lookout for that. And that's it for the JMRI demonstration for the throttle. Okay, you can see the throttle up here. I'll close this out. Now that was pretty easy to do. It doesn't take much to hook it up. I mean, there's just a few steps. You got to download JMRI, put it on your computer, download the driver, and then just set up the preferences on there, and you're all set. You hook up your system with the PR3 if you're using Digitrax. You use an old router. The data that goes through to your cell phone or your throttle is slow It doesn't need to be fast. I mean, it's just data going through there. It's nothing like you got graphics or anything like that. So it doesn't have to be a fast router. But anyway, if you haven't done so already, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. You know why? Because it's free. It doesn't cost you anything to subscribe. And while you're at it, ding that bell right there. And that'll notify you whenever I have a new video coming out. The next model railroading for beginners will be in August. Now, it'll be the second Saturday in August, and we're going to start working on some of the stuff back there. I'm going to show you how to build. Now, we've gone into the operation. We've done DC, we've done DCC. I showed you some of the different command stations with Digitrax. So now that we know how to do it, we're going to go back on and do some scenery on the layout. So take a look for that on the second Saturday in August. And in the meantime, coming up, I got an extra power supply now because my XP computer just died. So I already had one already made up. So that's coming up in about a little over a week from now. We got more of the Gravely building. We got a couple more episodes before we could finish that up. So take a look for that. Also, I am going to show you some tips on Vegas Movie Studio 14. Okay, not the Pro version, the Movie Studio version. I'm going to show you some stuff on there. And there's some updates on YouTube also. Around the first of the month, YouTube comes out with a newsletter and tells you everything that's going on, what's been going on with them. And VidCon was just last week, so there was a lot of new stuff that we need to know about in YouTube and in Facebook also. So take a look at that. And don't forget, there's that little circle up there. There's the Patreon, and I'll have a couple of playlists over there. So we'll see. And if you have any questions, don't forget to ask them in the comments. That's what that's there for. Don't be afraid. We'll see you now.